Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to all you lovely folks that are joining me here nice and early over at HowlingMines. It's nice to see you, and to see you, it is very, very nice. I do hope you're doing very well today. Thank you very much for stopping by. We're back with some more magic. We've got one more day of standard, and then we get to tinker around with historic a little bit. Courtesy of Kaladesh Remastered releasing tomorrow, so we've got some more standard grinding to do, and as things currently stand, we are still in the top 500 of Mythic, which is great. And we're still working on another brew. Now, we know we love Team Bosch, that deck is fantastic, no doubt about that. But I like to work on other things too. I do like to work on multiple decks. And we started working on one yesterday that we were slowly tweaking, and it showed like it might have some promise. So I was really enjoying playing it, so I'm going to play it a little more today. I've updated the list ever so slightly, and we're going to try and find a way to just kind of improve what looks to be our significantly worse matchup. So we seemed to be okay against most things. In fact, we seemed actively good versus Gruul and Esper, which was a really good sign. But we seemed really bad against rogues. So we're going to try and improve that by tweaking some cards in the sideboard and trying to adjust our play patterns. If you haven't seen the deck at all, it is technically Bant Scutate. It is base green-white, and the main deck at the moment is just green-white. Sideboard cards are blue. If you do need access to the deck list at any time, it will be above my head, courtesy of Cardboard Live. Alternatively, you can type !deck in the chat and it will pull it up for you as well. However, going to hop on over into the client and take a look at what's going on. Let's go have a gander. Arena, thank you very much. Alright, so the current iteration of Bant Mutate, not much has changed since yesterday, but as you can see, we've moved to a completely green-white main deck, with only having the blue cards in the sideboard. So for those that might have missed yesterday, what is this deck all about? Well, we're about making land drops. If we can make land drops, we're going to win the game. Why is that? Well, we have two very powerful payoffs that can utilize as many lands as possible. The first is Felidar Retreat, which every time a land comes into play, you can either make a 2/2 or give all your creatures Vigilance and a +1/+1 counter until the end of turn. The counter stays, obviously, but the Vigilance does leave. The other one here is our good friend Scute Swarm. The all-powerful 3-mana 1/1 has a landfall trigger that whenever a land comes into play under your control, it creates a 1/1 green insect. However, if you do control 6 or more lands, it creates a token that is a copy of itself instead. And that copy does, of course, have the landfall trigger to duplicate itself. Now, the important word there is copy, because Scute Swarm doesn't actually care what it is, it will copy whatever it is, which lets us get funky with all these Mutate cards, such as Auspicious Starix, Migratory Greathorn, and the Armored Killer, the Gemraiser. And these are important cards because not only is Gemraiser a very good card right now, and it's in a good position in general in the format, but Greathorn and Starix are two cards that put lands into play. So they actually play very well with Retreat and Scute Swarm. So the rest of the deck is just some acceleration, a couple other landfall cards like Kazandu Mammoths, a little bit of defense in the form of Birth of Meletis to gain us some life, block early, and also find us land drops. Cultivates, again, just some mana acceleration. And the top end here, just a single copy of Ugin that we can occasionally cast as a panic button, but just can also occasionally be flipped into play off of a Starix. Or these Ameria's Calls to pump out angels and go over the top of the opponent. Now, why are we blue? Well, I know it sounds a little counterintuitive. We did have some pouncing Great Sharks in the deck yesterday, but they did kind of underperform. The main one, honestly, is just to have access to counter magic. At the moment, there are a lot of decks, very much like Esper Doom, in fact, most of the Orion Shells, and also Rogues, that we need to be able to stop them from interacting with our very expensive, clunky spells. And the best way for us to do that is to play some counter magic of our own. And the reason this is basically free is because we are a Cultivate Greathorn deck at our core. They're cards that we're based around and themed around, and these cards search for basic lands. So playing a couple of islands in our deck is very free, especially given that we're playing the Fabled Passage Evolving Wilds duo to trigger our landfall card as often as possible as well. So it's very easy to pick up an island if we need one and have access to these effects out of our sideboard. The rest of the sideboard is basically dedicated to other matchups. Chainweb Arachnia basically here exclusively for rogues. Glass Casket basically available in any matchup where I'm going to want to take care of beefy idiots. Gruul with Lovestruck Beasts and the like, or Rakdos with Croxer, that kind of thing. Vivian here, Monsters Advocate, very good in the rogues matchup as a cheaper threat that actually matters if it sticks. It is a little worse against Zareth San, though, which is something that's worth keeping in mind. And we have the extra Ugin here for all the Orion matchups, and basically any matchup that you want to clear the entire board, which is why that's also here to flip into play, hopefully off Starix, or just ramp into in case of emergency. So we have to start the day at a reasonable Mythic number with this deck. I think we are 300 and something. which I'll tell you when Arena wants to let me. 353. So we're not too bad to start the day. Apparently we have the mobile font on the front page here. But looking forward to keep playing this one. It's a deck I really enjoyed when we started working on it yesterday. And I'm looking forward to playing some more of it. Deck's really cool. It's a whole lot of fun. And I think there might very well be some potential here. So I'm going to keep tweaking away at it. That, and I love Scute Swarm. Scute Swarm is a heck of a drug. The card's really cool. Very enjoyable to play with. So more Scute Swarms, please. The main problem we have is very much the Rogues matchup, and I'm not entirely sure if it can be fixed. But we'll see. We'll see. Up against HG Team for our first match of the day. Let's see how this goes. On the draw, sadly, but hey, can't always be on the play. This hand is awfully slow. It's a lot easier to keep something like this against the Orion decks. If our opponent's on Gruul, it's a little bit embarrassing. I think it's a keep in the dark, but if our opponent is a Gruul player, we're probably getting punched. Rogrin Triome with no Orion. Now that is interesting. What does that mean? Normally if you see this card at the moment, it's the Orion deck. Entirely possible it's Jeskai control of some kind? I know some people have been kind of toying with that deck and floating around with it a little bit, so... But I did think that was a Orion deck too. Maybe it's not. Omen of the Sea early, so could just be blue-black control, maybe with a Triome to try and fix its mana. That would make some sense. We're just going to cultivate here, accelerate our mana, make our way towards... I don't actually need blue in game 1 anymore, which is really sweet. Make our way towards these threats that care about lands. Opponent can take one of our 2 Felidar retreats. Hopefully we get to play the other one. If they do have another discard spell, that would be a little sad. Treacherous Blessing. So they appear to be playing Doom, but without Orion, which seems really quite poor, if you ask me. Yeah, no Orion in this. Very strange. I'm going to try and save the Fabled Passage if I can, because I would rather trigger as many things as possible with this twice. So just going to play a retreat, play a land, and pass. Expecting Elspeth Conquers Death here some amount of the time. There it is. Okay, Evolving Wilds isn't a bad draw either. How do I prefer to sequence this? I think getting Scute online is actually more important than the Felidar retreat, so I am going to do that. And Fabled Passage is important here because it actually lets me mutate this turn as well and make an awful lot of Scutes. Let's make ourselves able to cast a Meria's Call if we draw one of those and mutate onto a token Scute, I guess. Over the top. Fetch up another land and make a million more Scutes. The Swarm. The Swarm begins. And if we untap safely, I think my opponent just dies. Like, Felidar retreat into 2 triggers for counters is a lot of damage. Extinction Event has the ability to make me a sad Scot, though. I guess Shatter the Sky would be worse. Opponent's looking for it, by the looks of it. 2 bottom. Has it. That's really upsetting. Okay. Again, I'll try to hold this if I can. The Extinction event actually wasn't that bad for us there. Shatter the Sky was actively awful. Ameria's Call. Well, nothing I can do about that. Let us cast another Felidar Retreat. Play Bertha Milius. Grab a Plains. Play said Plains. Triggers. Make some dudes. I'm just going to go wide this turn. Try to go big next turn. Golden Egg. Opponent is just playing Esper Doom, but without the companion. Maybe they have all the Urians in their main deck, and if they do, I really don't want to see one of those right now. I'll be honest. Scute is actually kind of blank here. We'd much rather have drawn a land of some sort. Let's attempt to mutate onto one of these. Alas, no dice. We'll just have to play a 6/6. Just want to draw lands, honestly. Or spells that get us lands. I'm a little scared of a main deck Urian, I'll be honest. Bottom 2. I guess they could have like an Ugin of their own. That's not entirely impossible. Something like that would kind of suck. Pops the egg for a red. What does that mean? Is there some like weird splash going on here? No, just wanted to dance it back, right? That's not good. Chose to ECD the 6/6, which is a little strange to me. It makes some amount of sense, but I think I'd rather just be clearing the Felidar retreats. This is probably the card that's more scary, I'd have thought. Okay. Hey, Golgari Tom, how's it going? Evening, Scute. We are indeed Mucho Scute today. Mucho Scute. Opponent has to block. It's the first match of the day, Tom, but we did okay yesterday. We're just a little wonky against rogues, trying to fix the rogue problem. Chilling at work. Fair play, man. Take it easy. Hopefully you enjoy the show. Thanks for stopping by. Really don't want to see another dance. Also, I'm out of basic planes. Well, that can't be good. Chooses to shatter. Okay. Makes some sense. Makes some sense. Oh, they have a Doom left over too? Ugh. They're on 5. This isn't impossible to win, but we need a good one. I will sacrifice the birth of Melius. That makes 2 2/2s. However, my opponent has 4 cards left. Also, they're on 8, according to the Golden Egg. Cycle. Okay. Okay, second Doom is really bad. That is super bad news. They were dead to a land, and now they're not. They are dead to that, though. Assuming it works. Okay, not dead because of the egg. That makes sense. Not dead, but that was still a pretty good one. Go to 2. You're doomed for told. Sack themselves. So you're saying there's a chance. Come on, Gem Razor, you can do it. Get over the line. No! Stop! Come on. That's a lethal Lotus Cobra. It's not the best draw in our deck, but it is lethal. It is much better than a land. Come on. That is one dangerous, treacherous blessing. Oh, he's alive. Why is he alive? Oh, this was so close. God damn it. Opponent drew 6 cards off that blessing, and now we probably die before they do. They can't cast any spells, mind you. Nice! Okay, well that went better than I expected. I guess you can draw 6 cards if you can't cast any of them. It's probably just fine, right? Okay, Vivian's Extra Ugin. I don't like disputes against Esper because the blue card... Oh, I guess you do care about Dance. Dance is kind of relevant. I think I just prefer the negates. Let's see what I'm cutting. Maybe I want some disputes. The Birth of Melius is kind of poop in this matchup. It does play well against Doom Foretold, I guess. So that might be something. We need to go down on Starix's in this matchup because we've gone bigger to Vivian's and Ugin's. I might cut the rest of them. I'm not sure. Yeah, go on. I'm going to cut all of the Births. Actually, I'm going to go half and half on Births and Cobra. Cut the other 2 Starix and have 2 disputes. And try this. That was a sick game. Good game 1 to start things off for the evening. I really enjoyed that. Very much enjoyed that. Playing Winota and doing quite well recently. I think Winota is a cool card. Like, I've definitely played my fair share of it in the past. I I'm not sure it's necessarily got the tools to be good right now, but it's just the kind of card that gets better as the format continues to grow. So I can see it being a force to be reckoned with moving forward. Kept this hand skeptically, but kind of getting a little bit punished for it. I viewed the Mammoth and the Emeria's Call as a spell, knowing that we had some time, but that might have been a bit loose. Lotus Cobra is a good one. It probably never survives, but hey. Blessing. This guy just always scares the daylights out of me. Like, you just never feel safe. Opponent is admittedly moving to discard, though, so I guess it was just a divination, but worse. In this spot. Great Horn. Doesn't seem bad. Do I Mammoth or Great Horn? It's actually kind of close, because I'm a little worried about Doom Foretold. So Great Horning really does play into that. I think what I'm going to do... Yeah, I think I prefer just playing Mammoth here. I had to think about it for a second, but I think it's better. The dog version is the only one that could do anything. I think it's because it's the one that lets you search creatures to your hand. Yeah, I like Alpine Huntmaster as a card. I think that card is just largely under-respected, and is quite secretly good. It just hasn't found its best home just yet. And I can definitely see there being like a Winota shell that wants it, or maybe even like a Collected Company shell in Historic or something. Well, okay, I'll take an Extinction Event on one creature. That's fine by me. So I can Mammoth Hold Negate this time, which I think is what I'm going to do. If he's that scared of one Mammoth, what about the second Mammoth? Yeah, I would really rather that not resolve. So let's just go and make sure that doesn't happen. Don't dispute me? Sweet. We are going to be putting land 6 into... Can I do this all? I think I can do this all. Oh, hell yeah! Make a green. Mutate onto Scute Boy. Over. Fetch blue, I guess. It doesn't... Oh, I should have got white so I can cast the Emeria's Call. I'm being silly. Definitely get white there. Attack for a ton. And this way we're diversified against Extinction Event. Shatter the Sky would still suck, but... Can they really have sweep at number 3? I guess. Yeah, definitely should have got a white source there. Doesn't matter. Cleaning house. Goodbye, Esper. 262. Let's go. Honestly, I really enjoy playing this deck. I think there's something here. I'm just really worried about the Rogues matchup. We finished at 181 last night, and then I played 3 games today before the stream, and they were all against Rogues, and I lost them all. And it was like, okay, that's not good. So that's really kind of my matchup I'm hoping to see some more of today, just to kind of get a feel for how it's supposed to go, what I'm supposed to know about it. I feel like I'm missing something. Like, it feels like Chainweb Arachnir isn't even that good against them anymore, because so many of them are on the big versions that are focused around Zareth San. And if that's the case, maybe I'm just meant to be on more disputes, less Chainwebs, or maybe I'm meant to have, like, Runnerfowl. I don't know. I just feel like something isn't quite there just yet. Patiently waiting to be allowed to have a match, please. Nice. Against Berserker, who's at 473. Alright. This is fine. We can mutate onto a wall if we need to. So this is being played as a white source almost certainly. So let's do that. Alright, nice. Birth of Meletus, 4 planes. Solemnity 9 lives is funny. Unfortunately, it'll never be good because the card, the card Ugin the Spirit Dragon exists, right? But it is definitely funny. Alright, so mutating onto a wall is not normally the best thing to be doing, but it is just going to ramp me here, so I'm going to do it. It can't attack, obviously, but it's just going to churn some lands out of my deck and hopefully make our way towards something relevant, I guess. And I guess it can block. it's definitely now got power to block with, so there is that. Opponent on green-blue Shark Typhoon. Okay, Cobra. Make a white here. Mutaten. Onto the Cobra this time if we're allowed. Over. And we'll do our best to keep on accelerating. Birth. It's kind of obscene the amount of lands we pulled out of our deck in these early turns, but we just don't really have a payoff at the second. We need a Swarm or fill out our retreat, really. Those are the big ones that we want. 1/1 Shark, yep. I'll take a Starix. Starix would be tidy. Like, there's a number of good draws, but Migration Path. Okay, so opponent probably on Team of Ramp, I'd have thought. If that's the case. Yeah, they were just missing red. So we're now in some danger because Genesis Ultimatum is a terrifying card. Unfortunately, we've not drawn particularly well either. All ramp, no payoff, which is a little shit. Genesis Ultimatum here, I imagine most of the time, should really kind of ruin our day. This matchup's one that is made a lot better by the counter magic in the sideboard as well, though, so nothing to worry about too much. Yep, that's largely what I was expecting. Two Beanstalk Giants. Oh dear. Could really do with a payoff. That is a payoff. That counts. That does count. Doesn't matter what colour we make because we are not able to do anything other than pass here. Basically, Ugin ends our life, but there's just like nothing we can do about that. Okay. That's fine. We kind of expect that in this matchup. the matchup seems like it's hard game 1, and that's why we have access to tools like this in game 2. So, disputes please, negate please. Do I want my own second Ugin? Probably not. But yeah, this is just like Birth of Meleus goes straight out, it doesn't do anything. Do they have any Gem Razor targets? I guess they could be playing like the Great Henge and stuff, but I don't think they're playing very many, so I'll cut 2 Gem Razors and see how that feels. Flavloco, I'm afraid I don't know what you're saying about my negates, but leave my negates alone. What do they do to hurt you? Oh, this is a little fruity. I think it's fine though. Would really like a creature to stick to be able to mutate the Great Horn onto. It's basically what this game's going to be about, I think. Okay. Felidar Retreat, not a bad one either. Would like to draw an untapped green source. If not, Scute Swarm might have to go out in the open for a bit. It's not untapped, unfortunately. It's not bad though, so I guess I'm running out Scooty Boy Genius and hoping he survives. He does survive. Okay, this should be a good turn at least. Another Fabled Passage, nice. Okay, so Mutate the Spagato. Over. Go fetch a blue. Make an insect. Play a passage. Make an insect. Attack for 3. So we'll be able to hopefully just be holding the gate up on the pivotal turns moving forward, because there is a lot of things to be scared of. A la Ugin, Ultimatum, you know, that stuff. And start making our way towards making some free 4s. You're saying my negate pronunciation is the correct one. Well, I am glad. Forgot about having spicy pronunciations of cards in paper, yes. Yes, I'll board in negate. I'm not sure how our opponent can beat 3 copies of Negota. Yeah, no, I'm doing okay on negate. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Alright, so we now have the ability to make a lot of 3/4s. Hello there, Ernie. How are you? And the whole board is even right now, so I actually think I'm going to risk making another 3/4 to be able to have a Mammoth in play. Churning out 3/4s. Let's go. Okay, if our opponent attempts to slam one of the big spells to stabilize, they die. That's basically how this goes. We are. I'm not done with this one yet. Have been enjoying working on it, so I'm going to work on it a little more. Nope. Opponent cannot beat an army of 3/4s. That seemed pretty smooth. I'll run that back again. They do have Maze Mine Tome, so maybe I should have considered leaving more than 2 Gem Razors in. Entirely possible. Yeah, I mean, I obviously have to keep this. You need to draw land 3 in a punctual manner, but I don't ever think I'm mulliganing it. It does everything you're looking to do. Just really needs land 3. Thank you very much. Okay, hopefully our opponent's start isn't too fast. Do I need to get blue here? I don't, because the Cultivate can get me blue anyway, so that's fine. Lotus Cobra. Okay, so what can I do here? I can Cobra... I think I should go for it all. Obviously, if my opponent has a Bone Crusher Giant, we look a little bit silly, but I'm pretty sure I should be going for it all. Disputes the other Cobra, sure. That's also fine. The turn's just so powerful if the second Cobra doesn't get killed. So, pretty sure you're supposed to go for it. It's a lot of Cultivates. It's a whole lot of Cultivates. Blue, white, put blue into... no, I need to blue untapped, right? Because I need to represent Dispute. So I put white into play. Oh no, I can keep going for a little while anyway. Make green. Play this. Make green. Cultivate. Green, blue. Sadly can't go much further than that because we are on a 1 Cobra draw. But our opponent has not ramped very much this game, so we might be okay. If this is a Shark Typhoon for 2, that's completely fine. Cobra's done its job by now. Looks like it. Looks like it. Okay, our opponent's doing a good job at working their way up. The Ugin's not a bad one for us, though, to recover from an ultimatum. So, retreat, question mark? Make it 2-2. Mutate the Spagato. Bone Crusher's the 2-2, that's fine, we'll get a 3-4. Off you go. Opponent is a blue source and an ultimatum away from making me fairly sad. That is pretty good, though. Oh. Okay. I guess I'm still technically a land away from Ugin, so I have to hope they don't have too good of an ultimatum here. Assuming they have one. Alright, no blue source means no ultimatum. That's fine. Did somebody say Scute Swarm? I said Scute Swarm. Let's disco. My god, this card is great. It's just... Alright, we have our panic button. Seven. You got it. What if I really didn't care about that? In. Oh man, it's just great. A thickened, horny, or bony plate on a turtle shell or on the back of a crocodile stegosaurus. Huh, the more you know. Up to 173. Let's see if we can keep that up. Top 200 with Scute Swarm. Let's disco. Let's keep it up. I'm having too much fun. Yeah, that's something for me to know today. I didn't know a Scute was a real thing. I learned something today. Victor's a very good player. This could be an interesting match. Not with a hand like that, it's not. Oh, you got to keep this, but I'm not happy about it. It's tough as to whether I bottom the second Cobra or the Birth. And I think it's probably just the second Cobra. Or maybe it's not. Like, we end up with such a stupid turn if we draw a land and have the second Cobra. Okay, this might be a little greedy, but I'm going to bin the Birth. Looks like Esper Orion. It's a matchup we've been pretty happy with so far, so let's hope we can keep that up. Starix is not what I was looking for. Need a land, please. Opponent has a Birth of their own. Makes sense. Thank you very much, deck. I needed that. This is now a pretty ridiculous turn. Alright. And we can either retreat, play a land, or just mutate next turn, depending on what... Okay, so Skyclave Apparition. Eats a Cobra. I think I just want to retreat if that's the case. It doesn't actually matter what colour I make. Cobra can't attack profitably, so I'll say go. I guess Victor here is looking for lands, would be my assumption. Does have a Fabled Passage. Okay. There's a reasonable chance they have a Orion next turn, which is a little scary. Excuse me. Wow, that's a good one. That is a good one. Counters. Counters? Alright. Well, Uriah would kind of suck, but it's not the end of the world. That's pretty bad. Now I need to draw a land. It's not a land. Alright, well I guess I'm just casting a 6/6. And kind of hoping it sticks around. Golden Egg makes me think that Victor here definitely looking for lands. Handful of spells. Finds one. Banishing Light. Well, that's actually fine if I can draw a land. I just need to draw a land. That counts. That does definitely count. Mutate, blow this up. Get my 6/6 back. ECD, sure. Takes care of the 6/6. Opponent is trying not to die, pretty clearly. That is a land, so sure. That's why I like the Birth of Meletus in this matchup. Well, just in general, honestly. It's just been very good as potential lands that block early. Okay. Opponent has all the cards in the world here, unfortunately. So, definitely a good chance we're still in trouble. Uriah would be pretty disgusting. Yeah, that's pretty gross. Pretty gross. Just takes out both retreats, I assume. Chooses to leave one and take the Gem Razor. I actually think that probably is the safer option. Top two, yeah, okay. We're probably dead in the water here, I think. This is better off being played as a land, right? Just juice. Uriah eats one of these. My opponent either takes 7 or blocks with the apparition. I don't think I can do a lot else, unfortunately. I gotta steal this one, just try and sneak underneath. Opponent just has far too many cards, and I am out of gas. Does choose to block and give me a 4/4, which is probably correct. Expecting to get swept. Extinction Event is like game ending. Another apparition takes the retreat, I assume. Yeah. Still not quite over. It's not looking good, but it's not quite over. Well, we have to hold on to that now. It doesn't actually do anything. No point attacking here because my opponent just brings back Apparition anyway. We don't want to give him Urian is the point. Starting to think this one is gone. There's not a lot of ways to get through 6 cards in my opponent's hand. A Urian in exile. Yeah, okay, that's fine. The Infestol changes nothing, basically. Eliminato. Yeah. I guess a 7. We draw a Gem Razor. Oh, it's not nothing. Sadly, there's still no good attacks here, though. I wish there was another slightly bigger X spell that scaled well for us. Just turn 10% Biosis just isn't very good in this deck, unfortunately. You got a lot of cheap idiots, don't do anything. Okay, yeah, that's just very game ending. That's fine. So this is another matchup that we are actually banned for because we just need access to all of this counter magic. So we want this other Ugin and we want this pile of stuff. We're only on 2 disputes against this version, right? It's only really Dance and Urian that we care about. The births are gone. And 2... There's 2 Cobras, I want to say. I actually think it was something more like this, but I think I'm going to split the difference. Try something like this. We know roughly what we're doing against Esper, it's still just kind of a little touch and go. We'll play first, thank you for asking. That only has 1 land in it. That's slightly better. I probably have to put a retreat back though. Fetch a green off this Evolving Wilds. Okay. Kind of need this Cultivate to resolve, otherwise we're going to be in a bit of a sticky situation. Hand's a little awkward anyway, but not massively so. 2 top means that my opponent found the lands they were looking for. Let's Cultivate. Fetch white-green. Put green into play. Doesn't massively matter in this particular order. Hopefully there's no negate. Might be a negate. No, just an omen, sure. So I guess, don't want to see Doom Foretold in an ideal world. Definitely could though. Archon. Alright, well I can punch through that one. Make it 2/2 here for now. I want to tap the blue source. So green, green, white. Load up the gem razor over the top. Bust one of these open. Attack for 4. We'll take 3. I'm just going to be disputing most things here. That one included. That one definitely getting disputed. Scute has no land. It's kind of unfortunate. Alright, this is a bit risky, but I think it's just probably correct. No sweeper and the game ends. Golden egg. Not completely out of the woods. Still has a land drop. Vanishing light. That might be good enough. That might be good enough. So again, let's hold blue if we can. Oh, can I not? Can I not do that? Maybe I'm wrong. I miscounted my mana clearly. Present the largest amount of damage that we can. Again, really would like to not see a sweeper. You went to Walmart to buy some cards, but they were more expensive than you thought? I'm sorry, Skittles. That's kind of rough. Unfortunately, Magic isn't a cheap hobby. Even online, it's just kind of expensive. I wish I could give you a cheap way, but there's not really one. No, it's a little bit more than Yu-Gi-Oh. Not massively, but I suppose that's just in my country. Maybe it's a little more when it comes to other countries. I don't know, but yeah, it's a bit expensive. $60 for a starter pack seems like quite a lot. I'm not entirely sure what you were looking at, obviously, but it's not normally that much over here. But I don't know what starter pack you were looking at. And obviously countries are different, so it's kind of hard to tell. The Omen is fine here. There's very little we can do about it. It might be cheaper for you to learn online if you fancied playing online instead of in paper. Maze Mind Tome probably needs to go away. But it does have the land. I was kind of hoping they didn't, but hey. See if Scooty Boy Jr. can stay alive for a turn. Nope. The answer is nope. That's kind of unfortunate. I don't really want to throw anything into this Doom Foretold. So I guess I'm going to have to lose a land to it. Yeah, no thank you. I'll have to lose a Fabled Passage, as sad as that is. I'll draw another one apparently, so never mind. Let's make a 2-2 and say go. Hey Wilhelm, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. Would you believe me if I told you we're in the top 200 of Mythic with Scute Swarm? Because that is currently the truth. That's an interesting attack. My opponent's aware that I can turn this into a 3-3. So I'm just going to let this go, because I would rather crack this with a Scute in play. Scutey boy genius. So make a 2-2 with the first one. And then green. Counters. You wouldn't believe me. Strange that. I have to try and beat Extinction Event. So I'm going to try. Let's go real wide. Scute, Scute. And so evens and odds. So I want to save one Scute Swarm as an even. It doesn't actually matter which one, if I'm allowed. Over. Blow an egg up. They'll crack it to gain some life, I'm sure. Attack for 4. And hope there's not a Shatter the Sky on the other side of the table. Because Shatter's the one that we really don't want to see. No, Wilhelm. No, I would not. In fact, you could show me playing it on your mobile, and I still wouldn't believe you. Like, I'm just saying. This would be a huge victory to pick up against number 83. If we can Scute our opponent to death here. Come on, don't slow roll me on the Shatter, Chief. If you've got the Shatter, you've got the Shatter. Don't slow roll me. Extinction Event. We played around that one. We did play around that one. Oh, baby. Let's go. Woo! Counters. Make gem raisers. Make more gem raisers. You're on 2. Go. Please don't sweep my board. Wilhelm, this deck is gas. We're at 107. Can we break top 100 with some Scute? And why is the answer definitely yes? Let's go. Andre rules, sorry, 95%. Oh, I really don't want to lose this one. I really don't want to lose this one. This is fine. Lure us to the Dream Den. So this is Rogues, right? This is our worst matchup. Oh, no. Rogues is very, very, very hard. I didn't want to see this. I'm so sad. Kills the Cobra. It's perfectly defendable. Opponent mills over a Scute Swarm. They know what's up. Well, they should know what's up. Mammoth go. Okay. Not a ton going on here. Unfortunately, this is just one of those matchups that there's like not much to gem raise. If anything, so. Seagate Stormcaller. Well, I didn't expect that one. That is not a rogue. That is, in fact, a wizard. Getting a little stuck here, unfortunately. I guess I can Ameria's Call next turn. Maybe that's good enough. I mean, I'm just blocking with the wall. Opponent's list definitely a little unique. Does this call ever resolve? Probably not, but I don't think I can really afford to be doing much else. Nice. Okay, that went better than I expected. I'm pretty happy to make this block. I know my opponent's likely just to recast it with Lurrus, but I don't think I'm ever not making the block. 35 cards left in deck. Yeah, that's fine. I expected that. Alright, these angels need to do some work. Opponent doesn't cast the Thought Thief. How strange. Into the Story, perhaps? That would make some sense. You ever seen a donkey fly? Oh, I ruined the fact that I had blue mana in my deck. My opponent is now aware. I was trying to keep that a secret. But, that accidentally flooped an island into play. Okay, Stormcaller into what? What am I supposed to be scared of? You have a Drown in the Lock, okay. That is, unfortunately, kind of shit, yeah. Opponent can gain 3 life. Okay, I need a good draw step. Ugh. What do? I think I'm just meant to cast the Great Horn, honestly. I need it to be able to attack and block. I'm going to hold the land. There's very little reason to play this currently. Did he scry before he drew or after he drew? One top, one bottom. But before, that's fine. Opponent's not completely done. Thieves Guild Enforcer, sure. I'm running out of deck. I have all the walls. All of the walls. But I'm running out of deck. You don't attack with Lurus, dude. That doesn't help you. Land Cultivate. Well, I'm glad I'm not drawing those, I guess. Oh man, just can't peel a good one. Need a payoff of some sort. Needed a Scute or retreat. My Ugin is also gone. I think I have 3 Starix left. Starix is kind of what I want. You got anything else to cast in the graveyard? No. Okay. Tops the scry, that probably isn't good. Oh shit. Well, milled the Starix, that's a bit unfortunate. Yeah, unfortunately I can't do anything about Into the Story. It's probably game over. So unfortunately this matchup is the one that I haven't found a way to win yet. We're like something like 1 and 6 against rogues. It's like our biggest problem. Yeah, I'm just not drawing payoffs. Drawing lands, obviously, not ideal. I did not mean to click Mutate there. I just meant to cast this. Yeah, retreat and play might have mattered. A Scute Swarm obviously would have been absurd. Unfortunately, the draws weren't great, and it looks like we're going to come up a little bit short against opponent in game 1. More Into the Stories. They do tend to chain into each other. Very much like Hydroid Crassus, that. Weird, I know. Main deck LOL Mage's domination. Sure. It's been seen, and I know it's a thing. It's not a problem. Mills, Felidar retreat Starix, because of course they do. Unfortunate. Okay, let's try and win game 2 and game 3. I really would like to break the top 100 with this one. It's been really fun to play so far. So 3 Dispute, 2 Negate, 2 Vivian, 3 Chainweb Arachne. And I think against the Lurus version I like Glass Casket. So we want Birth out, 2 Cobra out, Ugin out, 2 Starix out, 4 Gem Razor out. Let's go. Thanks everyone who's hanging out, by the way. It's very nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well today. Appreciate you chilling with me. This is fine. Wow, the weather outside is awful. I have no idea whether you can hear that over the microphone, but there is like some heavy storm going on out there. Scooty Boy Genius. Sure, I'm going to play the Forest here in case I naturally draw an untapped green, because I might very well want to play the Mammoth if I do. Now, I probably don't. But Mild and Agate. Unfortunate. Okay, so I can Casket or I can Cultivate. I'm pretty sure I'm meant to Cultivate before it can get drowned in the locked. So, sure. If they have a Negate, then they have a Negate, but I think it's fine. Put blue into play, put green into my hand. Puts Lurus into their hand, okay. They probably don't have a ton going on then. Forest, Mammoth, Casket seems like the best turn I have here. And then we can get Scooting away next turn. Pass the turn, Heartless Act the Mammoth in my turn. Sure, I guess. So, Scooty Boy. This is actually kind of interesting, right? Because I can Scoot Evolving Wilds, and then I can't Cultivate. Or I can Scoot Emeria untapped Cultivate. But I think I kind of want the Emeria's Call, like as a spell to cast. So I'm leaning towards Scute Evolving Wilds. But I'm thinking whether to drown in the lock this, I suppose. They correctly do so, that's a little frustrating. Off you go. Could really do with some gas. Heartless Act the Cobra, yes. That I am also okay with. Bolt for Agadeem, cast Lurus. Alright. I'm going to get a white source here so that I can cast Emeria if I draw an untapped land. Which I don't. So I guess I am cultivating for green, blue. Play the green source, play the Great Horn. Okay, top of my deck needs to be kind. That's not a bad one, I'll be honest. Yeah, I can let them recast this. It really doesn't matter. It's just not a big deal. I think I hold on to this. Alright, well, Amelia's Call being gasoline. Wow. Triple Thought Thief, huh? Did you just choose not to block with Lurrus? Okay, dude, that's fine. Game 3. Come on, I want top 100 with this deck real bad. Give it to me. That one's close. Oh, it really needs to draw land 3, alright, but if it draws land 3, it's very good. Might be signing my own death warrant here. Also, might not be. Never in doubt. Never, ever in doubt. Okay. Well, that's rude. Opponent will take our Mystical Dispute. That looks like a Thieves Guild Enforcer to me. No, Cling to Dust. You took 3 damage for Cling to Dust? I guess if you were looking for lands pretty desperately, that makes sense. But otherwise, I'm not sure I agree with that. Heartless Axe the Cobra. Yeah, they know about the Great Horn in my hand, so that makes sense. They do have land 3. Make a green. I'm actually going to cast the Spider here, mainly because I want a second body to mutate onto if they have 1 removal spell. Tap land, okay. Okay, I really wanted to draw a land there. Like, pretty badly, in fact. Think it goes here? That's really shit. Okay, I need to draw mana sources and I need to draw them fast. Puts Lurrus in hand, sure. That's getting played as a mana source, I'm afraid. I'm just going to play this out, honestly. I don't think there's any point in holding it with my hand the way that it is. Land 5 is make or break here, I think. Well, that might count. Unfortunately, because I cast the Scute Swarm last turn, there's a good chance my opponent fights me on this. Yeah, that's super annoying. I need land 5, and I need it yesterday. Oh, into the story. Ah. Of course, my opponent mills 2 lands. Well, you see 2 Vivians, buddy. Does take 1, leaves the spider. That is a land. Okay, now I have a really tough decision. I think it's correct to spider. Whoa, this game is tight. Luris, sure. Expecting Thieves Guild Enforcer here. Hold up Drown in the Lock that way. And I think I was wrong, you know. I think I was supposed to get Vivian in play. Like, fairly sure I was supposed to cast Vivian. It's a good draw. Did have the negate. Another Thieves Guild. Opponent's mills have been so good. Fuck. And then they have Cling mana up as well, so if I block, they just cling me. I think I should have slammed Vivian. But then the spider gets clinged. I don't know. It's honestly quite a tough turn. Draws another Thought Thief. It's hard not to be a little bit upset when games play out this way, but I do think that was a pretty pivotal turn with the Vivian. And I think, honestly, I probably win the game if I cast it. It's a little frustrating. That sucks. We're probably going to drop a ton because that guy was 95%. 212. A 105 places dropped. It's like... Okay. Well, we still can't beat rogues, apparently. Apparently, we still can't beat rogues. Up against Mora X. See what Mora is doing. No companion from Mora. This hand is fine. Somewhere between fine and good, actually. Okay, Shatter Skull Smashing means it's not rogues, at least. So, I guess I should take that. Just looks like Gruul. Our matchup against Gruul wasn't too bad. Good chance I don't play out the Lotus Cobra, though, because I'm expecting it to get bone crushed. So there's a good chance I just Birth of Miletus here. Fetch up another planes. Opponent will probably think I'm on Selesnya Blink. Bone crushes my face. Yeah, that's fine by me. Cast the Bone Crusher. I draw a planes. So good chance I am just supposed to mutate here, honestly. So I can block the Bone Crusher Giant. Seems fine. Not worried about getting cleaved this turn. Oh, Naya. Okay, maybe we're Nota? Or maybe we're just like Naya aggro. Both are fairly possible, I think. Barnsbury's Lieutenant. Yeah, this is definitely Winota. Okay, guess I have to take 5 here. I think I just cast the Mammoth and try and hold the rest of the gun in the chamber. Selfless Savior. Winota. Yeah, that makes some sense. Puts a giant killer into play. This is looking dodgy, unfortunately, because I can't now kill this Bone Crusher Giant. Good draw required. Good draw required. That's not bad. So Mutate Starix here. Opponent's giant killer main deck, which is definitely worth knowing. Do this. Mammoth getting bigger. Green. Flip, flip. Puts Gem Razor into play. Mammoth getting even bigger. Green again. So if I cultivate, I make 1 mana, 2 mana. Yeah, I can still do this all. This is fine. So, green, because green's what I need. Fetch up something. This mammoth is gargantuan, by the way. It's obviously not getting through, but it is obviously just huge. And we'll try and flip some permanents again. Can you imagine if I had a Felidar Retreat in play during that? Alas, what can you do? Well, you have to block, but you have to block, bud. Like, however you want to block it is 17 power, so you gotta block. Starix unfortunately gets giant killed. Taps the 4/4. Yeah, this is not good. Yikes. So I do have to block 2 things. Can I keep the Cobra alive at least? No. I can't keep anything alive. So annoying. Okay. That might be something. I can't get a basic with it, right? It might be. It's nothing. I'm out of basics because I have this forest in my hand. Don't believe it's good enough. Oh, wait, what? I think I'm out of actual basics to get there. Oh, he conceded! No one tell him. No one tell him. No one tell him that I don't think I had a basic. I'm pretty sure I was out of basic lands. No one tell him. Okay. That's fine. Winota. Winota. Naya Winota. Okay, no one tell him that I was out of basic lands. Because he just doesn't need to know. Vivian's actually kind of bad in this matchup. I don't think I want it. Birth is reasonable. This is the kind of matchup where Scute Swarm is kind of slow. I haven't seen Gem Razor targets. I'm actually going to cut the swarms in this matchup, I think. Like I kind of do against Gruul, when you don't really have time to get it going. My opponent's playing Bone Crusher Giant. They're aggressively slanted. So I think keeping in Swarm is probably a mistake. His hand is fine. It would like to draw land number 3, but you're definitely not going to mulligan it. Makes a 1/1, sure. Any land, please. Any land is fine. Lotus Cobra of their own, makes sense. Birth is a land, it is a little awkward, but it is a land. We'll lead on the Cobra because it's much higher upside. My opponent can just turn 3 a Winota here, which would be pretty grim. If they make white and cast Winota, I'm probably going to have to block the Cobra. They don't. Innkeeper Lovestruck Beast, that's still a very good turn. Untap land, please. We'll make this turn so much better. Untap land gives me a very good turn. That is not an untap land. For fuck's sake. Okay, well, I don't have any choices here. This is just a case of trying to set up for a really big turn. Oh, the Great Henge. That one I can beat, thankfully. Okay, I have to take 7 here because I need both of my Cobras. I would really like to have drawn a land. Alright. Let's go. I need the green in my hand. Make green, green. Untap land. Make green, white. I want to mutate this onto a Cobra. Over the top. Fetch me a white source. Make green, green. Mutate Gem Razor over the top of this. What a turn. I'm not sure it's good enough anymore, but it's obviously still very impressive. Green, green. Like, need to like not see Winota, not see Embercleave, these kind of things. We just can't beat those cards. Yep. That's probably not beatable. Kenrith, yikes. Okay. Yeah, opponent had a nice, good draw this game, and we needed to hit that land a turn earlier to have the nut turn that we just had quicker. Game 3 it is. Game number 3. I did not need to see 2 Ugins, but this is a keep. One of them actually would have been perfectly fine. The second one is a bit much. Okay. Fetch green here. Play this as a white source. Play Lotus Cobra. See if it's allowed to survive. It is not. Doesn't surprise me that it's not. It's a bit of a messed up card. Alright, Mammoth. In you go. We are a million miles away from these Ugins right now. Okay, that is a Lotus Cobra. Opponent did not cast the Bone Crusher Giant, which is a little concerning. I see. They assumed I would play a land, and they were right. I needed to play a land, because that's what my deck does. I would adore a Cultivate right about now. Cultivate would be the nuts. Opponent setting up for more Winotary goodness, I'm sure. I probably just have to cast this. Opponent clearly in the tank, which means we're not getting Winoted just yet. I think I'm pretty happy to take this trade, honestly, or at least try to. Again, I think Cultivate is the best draw in my deck. And it's not particularly close. That's not bad either, in fairness. Okay, we're getting there. I need to try and keep this alive if I can, because it means that a land equals Ugin, as opposed to 2 lands equaling Ugin. The Great Henge is a bit of a pain. Ugin can't handle that one very well. Land here would be great. Well, I mean, that means we're set up for Ugin next turn. But there is still the small matter of that Great Henge. God dang it. Well, if we don't die, we're in good shape. It's the dying part that concerns me. Jesus Christ, the Great Hand is absurd with Winota, isn't it? That's very good. I'm impressed by the opponent's deck, I'll be honest. It feels less like traditional Winota in the sense that, like, look, you need to draw Winota or your deck doesn't do anything. This just feels like Naya mid-range that kind of has a Winota in it. My god, they're just going to draw so many cards with this Henge. Oh my god. Definitely not as comfortable as we'd like to be. Opponent just has like a million cards in hand. Bastard's Lieutenant, we obviously can't Ugin that one right now. It just draws a card. It's like, how do we catch up with this now? And I think the answer is we don't. Yeah, Henge is just kind of unreal, isn't it? Why does this thing cost 9? Yeah, same problem. Opponent just has threats that I can't just Ugin away again the following turn. Oh, the Grey Henge, what a card. Just everything replacing itself is just not remotely beatable. Just too late on the Felidar retreat, yeah. That's unfortunate. Alright, we're going to be falling quite far here, I think. Gone from challenging for top 200 to 359. Ugh. The swings of the ladder. It's unfortunate. The opponent's deck was really cool though. We do tend to take losses to the brews when we're brewing ourselves, mainly because it's hard to know how to sideboard properly. Deck looked good though. So 2 losses so far today to Rogues and to Naya Winota. Have beat everything else though. Try and get ourselves back into a match. Sooner rather than later. Arena does seem to be taking some time queuing people up at the minute. I'm not sure if it's just me, or if it's like just Mythic or what, but we've definitely done a bit more waiting around than we normally would. Okay. ZZZ Nem at 493, so we are playing down again. See what Triple Z is up to. No companion by the looks of it. This hand is fine. It's a little slow. But as long as they're not on Gruul... Oh dear. Okay, this could be bad. Because this hand is much, much worse against Gruul. Even I'm on a green. No 2-drop is some kind of reprieve. But, we're going to have to take a hit from this Lovestruck Beast. Again, no reason to get blue in game 1. There's probably no reason to get blue at all in this matchup. Turn 4 Henge is probably over unless I draw a Gem Razor. And yeah, this is pretty disgusting. I need a Gem Razor 400 minutes ago, please. Alright, I can block the Lovestruck Beast this turn, hopefully, but... This Henge is just going to run away with the game unless I draw a Gem Razor. Feasting. So it's green food. Okay. Well, the second Nugan should help in this matchup, hopefully. The first one will also help, but unfortunately, we still can't get rid of the Henge that way, so... Gem Razor required. This having Trample, also a bit of an issue. I can make some dudes here, though. Trailer Crumbs, yeah, that's fine. So, Scute, land, triggers, make a 2-2, mutate, onto a Scute, over, fetch a basic, triggers, counters, try and provide some kind of blocking force to get us to Ugin. 4, 5, 6, 7. We can Ugin next turn. So I'm likely going to block pretty aggressively here. Maybe not the Troll King, though, actually. Maybe not the Troll King. He just draws them 3 cards if I do that. It seems very unlikely to me that I'm going to be able to kill my opponent from here, so I probably just have to Ugin. Good God, that Henge, man. Just, the Great Henge is something else. Alright, well, no choice here. Just make some dudes as big as possible, get in for damage, and then slam the Ugin. Because we cannot beat these Troll Kings otherwise. have the -6. And then I still have to beat a Great Henge. Yeah. When you don't draw a Gem Razor, this card is just completely unreasonable. Four, so 8 mana, so 9 mana. Does let me do it all. Yeah, we're in trouble. So if I play another Cobra, I go down to 4 lands, play a land and make 2 mana, puts me to 7, so I can do it all. Not that it all is very good, but... those are some invulnerable Cobras, at least. Wolf's gonna punch an angel out of the sky, I imagine. Yeah, the thing is with this deck is you don't really have much come from behind potential. The Ugins help, but if you lose the board, you're just so far behind. So sadly can't -4, so I can't get rid of the wolf. Yeah, that's a shame. I think if I draw a Gem Razor in a reasonable time frame, that game's probably winnable. Cascet's good enough here. Ugin's great. Vivian also seems pretty good. Got a couple of Starricks. Swarm seems great, honestly. So I'm going to cut some Mammoths and some Cobras. Try something like that. Yeah. Don't know. A couple of these more outlier matchups are proving to be a bit of an issue. You can't keep that, sadly. God's sake. I'm pretty sure you're meant to keep this on 6, but you're not happy about it. I would like to draw a green source as soon as humanly possible, please. Thank you. Alright, so we got a plan going here. It's not the best or anything, but it's definitely a plan. So, do this, fetch, green. There's no blue cards in my deck, so I will fetch the other white. Put green into play, put white into my hand. Make a white. Birth. Fetch the plains. Make our way towards these Ameria's calls as threats. Llanowar Visionary. Yep. That lets me Ameria's call this turn, which is pretty great. Get green, make white. That was a if we were going to draw a land, that was a pretty good one. And now the Cobra is invincible to make sure we get to cast the second one next turn as well. We'll gain some life. More Ameria. Alright, well these angels need to carry us because we got nothing else going on, we just got a pile of mana. £16 worth of flyers. The Great Henge. It's not enough by itself to keep you alive. Opponent figures that out. We're into game 3. Alrighty. Let's try and put this one to bed. In a literal or figurative sense. Okay, we can disco with this one. We can disco with this one. I would like to stop drawing lands now, though. Honk. Gem Razor is a great draw. That one's going to help a lot. Let's fetch your plains. Okay. So I guess I just cultivate here. Yeah, I guess we can get a blue source to put the Fear of God into him, because we have plenty of mana. Okay, I need to take 5 if that's the case, because I need to blow this up next turn. Fortunately, there's a Visionary to cast off of it, so it does get a little bit of value before it goes away. I'll block the 1/1, it's free. But need the wall alive so I can mutate onto it. Please get rid of this Great Henge. Oh dear. Maybe we are a little too slow. That Troll King is unfortunate. Alright. We are flooding out here. Need Scute to do some work. Don't think I'm beating a second Troll King without the Ugin, unfortunately. What do you need 7 mana for? Oh yeah, okay, I wasn't beating that anyway. That's fine. Yeah, green food looking like it might be a little bit hard as well, to be honest. We fall. We keep falling, unfortunately. 5-5-5. Oh, not great.